What's up guys, welcome back to Trove, welcome back to a pretty interesting event happening right now on the forums. Check this out, contest, prepare your pens, dear Trovian writers. Pretty exciting stuff you're gonna see, it's basically a story writing contest. That's gonna be pretty sweet, look at that. Let's start with this, let's start this event with a little short story. Have you heard of the beginning of the DELVES? Here's a small extract from our history book, and by the way, is this lore? I think this is pretty much considered to be lore, isn't it? Let's check it out. So, Geodians peacefully contained the shadows on their planet. Trovians stirred them up, fought them on the surface of Geode, thought the threat was defeated. Trovians traveled back to Trove, the shadows tagged along and started burrowing, I think, into Trove, creating delves. I had no clue this was actually the story behind it. As a matter of fact, how many people knew this was what's up with delves? That they're created by shadows. Burrowing into the ground basically, creating the delves, right. So, Dotium, what? Dotium, okay, Dotium, I haven't read this by the way. Dotium, being not the stupidest villain in history, recognized how easily defendable these new burrows were and promptly moved house to there, taking everyone along for the ride. This explains the Shadow Tower the Shadow Tower bosses, that is, moving down into the delves. Well, that was dope. I guess that's the story behind it. First time I hear about it. First time I do. Anyway, now look at that. Now it's your turn to tell us your story. Perhaps you can tell us the story of your character going into delves? How was the experience of the first dive into the dungeons below? How do you feel? How are you, I guess, how are you doing during the first monster encounters that lurk below in the delves? How deep did you make it and did you survive? Immerse yourself in your character and write us a short story that tells your character, roleplay, how your first dive with your friends went in delves. Thinking back, my first ever dive was on PS, so I guess that doesn't count. I wasn't that OP as a matter of fact. I found this hard. Yeah. Anyway, my first delve on the live server, it was a public delve. That's for sure. I can recall that. Oh man, yeah, we took a beating. None of us knew what to do. I remember. We took a heavy beating from those bees NPCs. I actually filmed that. I actually made a video on that. Yeah, funny stuff. It wasn't the prettiest moment ever. Let your writing spirit run free and write a short story that contains at least 300 words. Have this in mind if you wish to take part. You gotta write a story having at least 300 words. And this is a pretty creative part, or rather pretty interesting. You can illustrate them with pictures at any time, which of course is not a requirement, but damn, imagine making a drawing after your story. That's definitely a plus, I would assume. So, long story short, if you wish to take part, simply click this yellow link right here. It's gonna lead to the forums where you are gonna be able to post your story up until August the 20th. And they say our community manager team will decide the 3 best stories, which will then win. We're gonna check the footnotes here in a second. So 3 best stories, which will then win 1 splendid summer pack, I would assume each. Please note that your story must contain at least 300 words, and don't forget to include your character's name, platform and region in your post. Gotcha, have this in mind before submitting your story. Conditions of participation. The general rules apply to this event, so I guess some common sense rules. You can only participate once per forum account and player. Your character name, the associated platform and region, together with a history of your character during their first dive into delves, must be given into the participation post. Right, so I guess they're pretty much requirements for you to be eligible to take part in this story writing event. The story must be at least 300 words and additional images are not required. The deadline for general participation in the event is August 20th. Yeah. And finally, the decision of the team members are final. Makes sense. It's time to unpack your pen and tell us the story of your first dive into Delves. Have fun, your Trove. Yeah, well, let's check the footnote. By participating into the in the competition, you allow Gamigo to reproduce and publish your story on any platform and the right to use it ad perpetuum without restriction. In return, you can use all the resources of the game Trove and its components to create your story. So there you have it, everyone, a story writing contest. Would you look at that? For me, the most interesting part was this, well, piece of paper, I would assume, with the delve, I guess, idea explained. With the DOTM leaving the shadow tower going for delves, with the shadows budding, digging into the ground, creating the delves. Yeah, interesting stuff I basically had no clue of. So that said, like every single article I cover, link to this is gonna be in the video description. Check it out yourself, read the rules once more carefully if you should apply, and if you do, I wish you great creativity and good luck. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to like it if you enjoyed it, dislike it if you did not, and don't forget to leave a comment saying, well, anything that crosses your mind. This will help the channel greatly. I'll see you on the next one.